gang, I'm Cheyenne. I'm back with another video. Period. If you're new here, hey girl. On this channel, we talk all things about how to become the best version of yourself without compromising your morals, your values, God, your boundaries, everything like that. We also sprinkle a little bit of self-care and just different things we're learning as we're growing along the journey as a woman in her 20s, trying to become the best version of herself. So if you are interested in videos like this, please make sure you guys go ahead, watch all my other videos. Once you realize you fall in love with me, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I put out a new video. Now let's hop straight into the video. Alright, so this is one of those videos that is just a free-for-all. I didn't script anything. I'm just speaking from the heart, alright? So allowing God to rebrand you, Christians in the entertainment industry. So what inspired me to make this video is because I woke up this morning, right? I woke up at like 3 a.m. I went to sleep early, and after I woke up for a good like 2 to 3 hours right before I went to work, I could not sleep. Like, I just was living in worry, like, what should I do next? What is the next move? Should I go to school? Should I, do this, do that? I was just in so much worried. And it's been a minute since I experienced peace because I've been going through a transition. So I'm going to speak about it more so in my next video. However, in this season, I am waiting for like a huge blessing. I'm currently in a waiting season. And as I'm, working in the rating season, God has been shifting a lot of me and just basically telling me, girl, you need a whole rebrand. And I'm just like, wow, because he's been showing me a lot of different things within myself that is turning me different. All right, and I'm going to explain a little bit more, because I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I thought going through a breakup was hard. I thought being in depression was hard, but going through a whole identity shift where God is telling you, you have one thing set in mind, like your whole entire life, and God is telling you to put that down or rechange it and stuff like that. It's like you're going through an identity shift, okay? Like, say for example, it's like one of those things where I used this in my last episode, where this whole entire, you're a football player, right? The whole entire life you will always wanted to be a famous football player, and it's like now you done graduate college, you had this goal, and now you have to, God is saying, no, I don't want you to do that. Same thing with reality TV. Everything that you thought, everything that you dreamt of, is like God is telling you he don't want that for you. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this process because they think, okay, it's easier said than done. Like, I could put all things down. But for me, it was a little bit different, because for me, I used to carry the verse, delight yourself into the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. So when I heard that verse, in my head, I'm like, okay, if I just keep being in God, he's going to give me everything that I want. He's going to give me the riches. He's going to give me the fame. He's going to give me the relationship I want. He's going to give me the different opportunities. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's specifically that. You have to be okay being a spirit-led believer instead of a self-led believer. Because for me, in this season, I felt like all of the things that I wanted to do was more so pleasing towards me. But I kind of disguised it to please God in a way. I told God, I was just like, yeah, I'm doing this business because, I'm going to bring everything, back to you at the end of the day. Learning how to be okay with just fully surrendering is something that is so different, because a lot of the times, for me, I'm not even going to lie to you guys, growing up, the reason why I even started this Christian and entertainment rant was because growing up, I always felt like the Christians, even though I am a Christian, but we're going to call it, I never wanted to be like those Christians that were boring. I felt like Okay, a good amount of percent of Christians are broke, but they're hopeful. They're broke, but they're hopeful. But they're also not famous. They don't have the thing that I want, you know? I want the riches, I want the fame. And it's not just for myself, but it's for my family, it's for my friends, it's also to impact. But I felt like a lot of the times Christians only pursued, you know, basic things like an average lifestyle because they were number one, too afraid, or number two, they felt like we can't succeed in certain areas. And the certain areas most likely is the entertainment industry. My whole entire life, I've always wanted to be reality TV star, and I still do. Even when it comes to teaching, don't get me wrong, I do love teaching, but it was always like a backup thing, because a lot of times when I would go inside the school, I would literally pray to God. I'm like, God, I know I'm made for more, and don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for what I have now, but I never in my head felt like I was made to be a basic ass bitch. Like, and I'm not even gonna cap in how I said it. I said it just like that, and excuse my language. But I viewed going to school, you know, having a regular stable career as just like a regular chick. And for me, I just didn't want to be no basic chick. But God started revealing a lot of different things in me. A lot of them meaning pride. Kind of like war. It's like you want to be able to follow God and do all the things that pleases Him, but you still want to have you in a sense. So it's not like you're shedding. And God is really, what He's doing in this season is stripping you to make the things seek the things that He wants for you. And in this season, I've been going like in to God, and honestly, it's been really, really hurtful for me because no one really talks about the pain and what it's like to shed, put down, surrender. And it includes your dreams and your aspiration. You have to be okay. If God didn't want you to do that, then He just don't want you to do that. Even when it comes to death. I remember I was in Bible study, right? And shout out to True Tuesday Bible Study. My pastor, David, he was talking about how he had a friend. And I guess the friend mom was sick and stuff like that. So he went and he prayed for the friend mom. So as he prayed for her, he was like, God, I pray for healing. You know, when people are sick, you want to pray for healing. But if it's not in God's will if God want to take her, he could take her. Only if it's in your will. When he changed that prayer to God, I pray for healing, but only if it's in your will. Like, if you want to take her, you could take her. That shifted my whole perspective, everything, because it's like you have to be okay either way it goes. And I've been knew that. It's just that it hurts. I'll speak a little bit about it. I think I mentioned this in my other videos. This year, I told God, I said, God, I want to be on reality TV and I want a man by the end of this year. This summer, we got to make something shake. And one of the shows that I really wanted to be a part of was Love Island. And I applied for the show. I went to San Diego and did the casting for the show. As y'all can see, go check in my other videos. You guys will see me, applying to try to be a part of the show. But then God started changing my mindset as I'm watching the show. Instead of Love Island, I started saying Lust Island. Now, before, I was okay with the kissing challenge and all of those things. But as I got closer and closer, and I started seeing different things, it made me see some type of fame I just don't want to be known for. And there's a lot of things, whereas, I'm going to give y'all an example. I think God wanted to clean up my brand and make sure it stays clean for just in case purposes. If I was to get out of reality TV and out of that realm, would I still be welcoming? I'm going to give y'all a really good example. I moved to a different school this year, right? And when I walked inside the principal's office for my interview, she was like, "Do I know you from somewhere?" She was like, "I remember faces." I was just like, "You probably do." She was like, "Were you on Pop the Balloon?" I was like, "Yes, I was on Pop the Balloon." And I'm not even gonna lie, while I was on Pop the Balloon, although I was being myself, I was trying to, everybody has a bad side. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I'm kind of like really ratchet, hood a little bit. And when I was on Pop the Balloon, I try to make sure I'm not showing that crazy side of myself. Yeah, I'm trying to keep a good face. And I seen that on Love Island too. A lot of people like Shelly and Orlando, I know for a fact they wasn't being their real self. And I feel like they was trying to keep a good face for just in case brands would want to start working with them, because they don't like to see all the messy content or all the messiness, you being disrespectful, being rude. For me, like I said, I like the messy stuff. So now I feel like God is showing me a lot of different things that are sin, and I have to be able to be okay if he doesn't ever want me to do reality TV, because it opened up my eyes to realize that 90% of reality TV is gossip, talking about drama, and I didn't even know gossiping was one of the biggest sin. And there's a lot of different things where I felt like the Holy Spirit, and not only the Holy Spirit, but just different people coming to me saying, "You overshare a lot." For me, I viewed oversharing as a strength. But with being a content creator and slash influencer and stuff like that, I feel like we're living in a time and a culture where it's like people are gonna dig and dig and dig at you. And I don't want to just be so open anymore, because with a lot of the things that I truly, truly care about, I want to keep to myself dearly, okay? And I had to make a list of things where I'm like, okay, if I was to become big, these are things that I'm not going to talk about, or things that I'm not going to like say, just for my own protection. Because I started realizing when God says you got to be able to guard your heart, guard your ears, guard everything that you see, I started realizing even within the music industry, y'all, and it's so crazy to me how it started. I know I'm all over the place with this video, but it's so crazy to me because now when I listen to music, it's like, wow. It started since last year. God has slowly been revealing to me, like, yeah, I used to love Beyonce. Ever since that trick attacked me in my sleep, now it's just like, I used to listen to music just to listen to the beat, because the beat go hard. But now I'm starting to realize, like, there's a lot of different things that play into music and the industry. So in case I become big, I made a list of rules that I did not want to like speak about anymore. And I felt like, you know, at first I was a little bit apprehensive because I was just like, they are stopping me from being the true me. They are stopping me from being the real me. And I always wanted to be just me. And for me, I could still be just me and still just myself. But certain things, I just want to be able to make sure I'm protecting myself so I won't go crazy. Because if you continuously listen to the crazy garbage, eating the crazy foods that we eat and be consumed, it's just going to continue to lead us to astray. And I don't want that for me. I feel like this year, I told myself, right now, I'm not even supposed to tell y'all, but right now I am on a fast and I've been doing very good, consistent, and God has been showing me a lot during this fast. And I made a whole like boundaries list when it came to guys, but now I made a boundaries list when it comes to like the media and social media, and just not letting fame and stuff like that get into my head, because we can be big-headed. There's a reason why God said we gotta love God and not money. All right, it's okay to like want to have money, because God knows that we need money, But when it's the love of money that drives you crazy, it makes you do anything. This is the list that I told myself that if I was to make it big, I'm not going to talk about, because yeah, it's good to just guard yourself. One of them is not showing my man until I have a ring on my finger. So the reason why I just decided to do this, because I felt like my relationship, I just always wanted to keep private. I never seen how people was okay with, I mean, I posted my ex back when I was in high school and stuff like that, but after seeing all of these public breakups and stuff like that, I would rather take my L in peace. I still wouldn't mind talking about relationships and stuff like that, but as for me, I just prefer to not show him until I have a ring on my finger, period. Not talking down on people and their businesses. Y'all know me, I used to be Miss Messy Boots, kind of. So whenever I would talk wreck, I would go on the internet and talk wreck about those people. Like my nail tech, oh, don't go to this motherfucking trick because she doing it. But after getting closer with God and my friend telling me about myself, because God sent different people to come for me, they was just like, you gotta understand that that's God's daughter too. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to do that anymore. Another one is no video vixen. Don't mind if I look here in the video vixen person, unless I'm like the main girl. If it's like a love song and I'm like the main girl and I don't gotta do too much, you know. I told myself I'm not dating no rappers. I'm just out of that stage of life now. Like I see how the music industry is, and I just feel like a rapper wouldn't do me justice anymore. Not getting my body done, okay? I'm gonna do my best to not get my body done. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't consider it, like getting a BBL or a skinny BBL, at least after I have kids. But I'm gonna try my best to make sure that I continue to love myself, because I do love myself, and I don't want this industry to try to trick me out my spot and who God say I'm at. God say I'm purpose just the way I am, so I don't need to get no BBL. I'm just going to make sure I stay snatched in the gym, and I've been doing really, really good. Like y'all, this is my last week of the fast. No bread, no fast food, no what's it called, processed food. I'm not even supposed to be sharing it, but I felt like I really need to, so y'all could really like see, because I myself did not believe I could make it through this 21 days. I'm so close, and I've lost a whole bunch of weight, and I'm just proud of myself that I'm able to do it, because once it get hard for me, no overly sharing how much money I make. Now, I'm not saying, I would say, I feel like it's very important to be knowledgeable about like finances. I always never understood why people didn't share their amount, but now I do. So I would share little things like how much I make. Like say for example, if I was to make 2K from selling my planners, I'll share I made 2K from sharing my planners, or 3K from my Airbnbs and stuff like that. Like little parts of things, but not I made 100K and stuff like that, because people just be pocket watching. I don't got time for that, okay? I also said that I won't be doing no lesbian stuff, like no lesbian scene. I just feel like there's a lot of actors and musicians and stuff like that that they're just not willing to act out that part too. So I'm not willing to do the same thing too. Okay, everybody has like a specific standard, and if you value God, you will, you know, show and stand on business and live by that standard. And if anything, he's gonna bless you even more for doing so. But so far, these are all of the different things that I told myself in the media entertainment industry that I'm setting the standard on, standing on business on. So I highly recommend you do the same thing too. Do it with relationships, whether it's career, whether it's, you know, anything, your family. Okay, make the standards, things, make your boundaries on things you are gonna do. God is going to reveal what he wants you to give up, And yeah, don't be afraid to rebrand. And when it comes to rebranding, also make sure you grieve, because I know sometimes we just try to be like, oh, it's okay, grieve and be accepted, because God, at the end of the day, he got victory. Jesus Christ got the key in his hand, and he's just like, we already won the battle. So if you're someone that's also in your waiting season and you are like fighting for your life, going through spiritual warfare and things like that, keep on going. A lot of the times I would sit and I would be upset because I felt like God is making all his people that are actually like, you know, preaching, doing a thing for him, they out here poor, and they're not like, it seems like they're not doing much. They're bored, and all of the rich people and stuff like that, they're having fun, but it's all comes down to a price. Like you have to be able to ask yourself, what is the price are you willing to pay? Because all them people that are doing whatever they want, they're going straight to hell. Cause like, I'm not saying they're going straight to hell, but like, not to judge them or anything like that, but you know, you just don't know what they had to do to get there. And for me, that's why I also made this YouTube channel. On my journey, I just want to be known for someone who didn't have to compromise, like sell my body, show my body in order to get 100K, $100,000, or to get recognition and stuff like that. Like, I just want to be known from someone, build it from the ground up, following God and not losing myself in the process too. I want to be able to make him proud, you know? God is the King of Kings. He's going to bless us with all the riches and stuff like that, because first of all, he's not cheap. He owns everything. All right? My main thing is money. So he owns everything. He's going to find his way to always provide for you. He just want to be able to see if you're going to obey. And obedience is way better than sacrifice. So he loves you that much to let you do what you got to do, but you're going to pay some type of price at the end. So I just don't want to be that girl that's paying the price. And I want to make sure I'm obeying everything, even if it does hurt. But he's gonna find a way to make it's all gonna be worth it at the end. It is. So I ain't mean to like preach your ears off, or to try to bring you into my religion. You know, I follow Jesus and my Christianity. This is not like no video to try to force you or anything like that. I just wanted to get this out of my chest, because I've been going through a waiting season and I'm waiting for this big blessing, and I'm just excited, and I wanted to tell you guys, you know, everything that I'm experiencing and things that you should do in this season when it comes to the waiting season. I made a whole series on the waiting season last year, and this season you have to be able to make sure you are like bettering yourself, making sure you eat healthy, making sure you're in your word, making sure that you continue. You may not have all the answers, but that's okay. That's what comes with surrendering all to him. And he's going to guide you, and I pray that you get all the blessings that you deserve. So yeah, y'all, I do want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if this video was all over the place, but please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you made it to this part of the video, put a heart down below. That means you like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.